Welcome back to another video for HarborFinancialOnline.com. Today I'm going to be talking about the federal income tax withholding chart and to see if you're having enough withheld and how to adjust the amount you're having withheld. Because a lot of you out there, are having too much withheld or not enough, and I'm going to show you how to change those amounts and how to get the right amount withheld at each pay period from your employer. So your employer adjusts this amount based on averages. It's not specific to just you. It's like across the board averages. So a lot of the times they're usually going to withhold too much, and that's why you have big refunds at the end of the year, because they're just doing an estimate of what they think your taxes are going to be, but they don't know your certain case. So you may have a lot of deductions and credits, and you could be having way too much withheld, which means a huge refund, which that refund is nice, but you don't need to have that much withheld. How you change this amount is on W-4 form. Okay, this W-4 form, you submit that to your employer. A lot of times the employer, if you request it, will give you the form, and then you just fill it out and change the amount you want withheld. This is just based on exemptions. So how it works is the more exemptions you report, the less is going to be withheld. So if you, give you an example, if you're reporting 2 exemptions, that's 2 dependents, you want less tax withheld, you need to up it 3 or 4 or 5, and then you're going to have less tax withheld each pay period, is how that works. If it's the other way around, say you come at the end of the year, it's consistently you're underpaid in your taxes, you're not having enough withheld, you need to decrease the amount of exemptions on W-4 form. So if you're at 2, you may want to go to 1 or 0, and that's going to cause them to withhold more. Okay, and I'm going to take you to the form and I'll show you. It's really a simple form if your employer doesn't do it for you. The IRS has tax rate tables, so you can see based on what you think your taxable income is going to be at the end of the year, how much tax you're going to owe, and then adjust your withholding to those tax rate tables. Don't always just go on what your employer is going to withhold, because it's usually not going to be right on. Okay, if you have lots of deductions and credits, you really may want to look at changing the withholding amounts. You can always pay estimated payments. If you adjust that withholding and for some reason something changed and you're going to owe more tax, you can always make estimated payments to catch up. And this is easy. It's just a payment stub you're going to send in with an estimated payment, and you can catch up to whatever tax you're going to be. Again, if you want the maximum amount withheld on your paycheck each pay period, you need to report 0 on the W-4 form. I'm going to take you to the form at the end of this video and show you what it is. This will give you the biggest possible refund that you can get based on the most amount that can be withheld in your paycheck each pay period. If you had a small business loss, Schedule C, if you're predicting a big loss on that Schedule C business, that's going to mean less tax. This is if you had a job, say you have a part-time business, a Schedule C business. You're predicting a big loss. You're going to pay less tax on your income from your job. So you can lower the amount withheld on your paycheck, or you're just going to have a huge refund. One or the other. If you don't want to have tax withheld, then you need to make estimated payments. If you're, so that's something to consider. And with the Schedule C business, if you're making a lot of money on that, you're going to want the money withheld from your employer. This is if you have a job and a business. The money withheld from your employer, and you're going to want to make estimated payments for that business, or usually you're going to end up underpaying taxes. So I'm going to take you to the form and show you real quick. Here's our website, HarborFinancialOnline.com. You can prepare the return directly online here. You can use our free estimator calculator to see what your refund or tax owed might be. You can adjust in the calculator, it's great. You can put in the amount withheld and see how it's going to affect your taxes. So you could go in there right now and say, you know, you want to lower your withholdings and see what your tax is going to be, if you're going to owe money or have a refund. And that's a good way to play with that tool to see if you can have less withheld from your paycheck each pay period. So harborfinancialonline.com. Here's the form W-4. If you request from your employer, they should give you this. Either they'll fill it out and you just sign it, or you fill it out on your own. And here's the allowances. So box A. This is where you just want to fill this out, and if you want to have less tax withheld, you need to have more exemptions. So you need to have a higher number when you're done with this. And you'll submit this to your employer, and then they'll file it. So it's just W-4. So you may want to print this off and get it from the IRS website and give it to your employer with your new amounts. So again, harborfinancialonline.com. We have more information on deductions and credits and withholding amounts. You can pretty much get any area of tax off this site that you're trying to find out. Real quick, just try not to underpay your taxes because you're going to get severe penalties and interest. The interest can be pretty high, so you're getting hit with two different things. So if you're going to adjust the withholding based on the charts and what I talked about, just be careful that you're not underpaying, because that'll end up costing you more. So if you have any questions, send me an email, expert@harborfinancialonline.com. I'll answer any questions you have. I appreciate you watching the videos, and check out our website, harborfinancialonline.com.